right?
So, are we running out of time?
Nah, we're good.
I know we're good. Um,
He's trying
I don't know,
like, dude,
man.
cut it,
Is
cut
this
it.
my no my only concern
Hmm.
is not concern, but the way I see things that why do countries have borders in the first place,
Hey, ask
and
John
why
Lennon.
is that important?
Ask John Lennon.
It's I don't know, man.
Why do countries
Ask
have
John Lennon.
borders?
That's not an argument.
I know, I'm just messing with you. Why do countries have borders? Well, countries they
You know,
want.
that's I mean, my point is those are relevant questions.
Hmm.
We can't just assume that having borders is an evil thing because it keeps people out. What do you mean keeps people out? Some people will come into this country and not adapt and cause trouble, and or it's if we start getting really high levels of illegal immigration here, it's gonna start causing problems.
Why? Why is this
What do you
one
mean
equal the
why?
other? Like, if
What do
you
you mean
if
why? There's cultural
like,
differences, there's habit differences, people
but
operate in different ways, there's language differences
you do
that all
understand.
causes trouble.
You do understand that America is a country of immigrants, right? You
It
do
is, but
understand
it's
that you have
when
Chinatown and you have Koreatown, you have Little Tokyo and you have a Little Italy and
yes,
you
but
have
they
like you
live under
understand
the
how
same social contract. They
they do
adapt.
now, sorta, right?
Of course they
But like
do.
how different is their adaptation of the quote unquote social contract from the person who just got off the boat
Do you
and
think they
just made it here? Like how different is the social contract between different countries? Like we're not talking about here in North Korea, which is totally different ballgame, or here would like insert
cul-
right. We're talking about literally the neighbors.
cultural differences, they have a big impact. They
Like
do.
develop that idea. Like
People don't live the same way they live in every country is different.
of course,
And
every state is different
when
in the
you
United
are
States.
the outsider, when you're coming from a different place, you have to have that notion, you have to have that sense that you're going to have to adapt. It's
But
not the other way around.
sure, but give me an example specifically. Like, let's say somebody from Mexico comes in. What exactly can't they adapt to? Or let's say a person from El Salvador,
Personal relationships,
like,
man.
because I don't understand exactly. Like, if you tell me like, if you tell me, oh, this person was living in a tribe, has no technology, and they're still hunting with a bow and arrow, and then you put them in the United States, I understand. Hey, like, it's gonna be a
The
very
way
different way to manage and
the it's um people
like.
people like different cultures, they operate under different values.
But how different are the values though? Like what
A
are the
lot different,
values?
sometimes a lot
What are the
different.
values of
Why do you think some cultures are they develop better than others? Because of different foundational values.
no, there's so much more to that than to the foundational values. What does that even mean? Like the same values that are like what are the foundational values to
What do you
begin
mean?
with?
What do you mean? What are the foundational
Yeah, like
values?
what are you saying
The,
like that it's foundational values like this society values this
uh,
society values that, therefore this society has progressed faster and like how is that
it could
like
be. It could be.
but what is it?
Some cultures are some societies they develop better than others because of the values that compose that society as a whole, because of the way the system operates. I don't know how to elaborate that. I mean, I could, but I'm trying to be to generalize just to be more.
Yeah, but also like give a few. I'd like to hear some examples because I can think
I
about a few
okay.
things.
I know an example. I'm not gonna mention like which culture or which country or uh there is this location in a certain state. I know this family from this other state
Mhm.
that had a big flux of immigration coming in from another country and kind of like taking over this area. And there were complaints of the way these people are living in that area and the way these people related themselves to, to like in general, like personal relationships, that it was dirty, that it wasn't, that people were not trustworthy, that there was like these people that kind of like took over that area were causing issues because of the way they were living their lives that wasn't really compatible with the way Americans lived in that area. Like I can't be specific without people
Being
calling
racist.
calling me racist, or like I'm just saying what I heard from this person.
Okay, third hand
You know,
account, but sure, let's go with it.
the habits are different, personal relationships are different. Sometimes you have certain cultures that have more proclivity to not keeping up with their words, or to do business in a different way that is not really considered fair or honest. Like I can say that, like Brazil, for example.
Hmm.
Like there's that philosophy in Brazil, jeitinho brasileiro, like the Brazilian way. We would say like the smarty pants Brazilian way to always find like a way to take advantage of other people.
Hmm.
Like we have that. That's a thing in Brazil. Like o jeitinho brasileiro, like the Brazilian way.
Hmm.
If you bring that type of mentality to a country where it's more socially developed in that sense, like people honor their word, or you're able to do business under a handshake instead of a bunch of, like bureaucratic process, um, it can cause a social impact if that's not control, or if there's not a level of immersion. Like I felt as an immigrant that I had a social responsibility as a citizen to find a common ground and to find a midterm between my Brazilianness and the way I was brought up in my culture, and immer when you know when immersing or emerging,
Depends what you're gonna
like
say next. Immersing myself.
immersing myself into this culture. I have to be responsible, and I have to be the one to adapt, not the other way around. And I think there are differences, like very impacting differences sometimes, if there's not like a minimum of compromising. And I feel like that could be a little bit of the issue. People just coming in here and just taking over and not compromising or having that level of adaptation.